Today's topic for discussion is reproduction in Equisetum. Equisetum, it is a pteridophytic plant. Let us see how it reproduces. The Equisetum plant reproduces by vegetative and asexual reproduction. Let us see all the details of vegetative reproduction in Equisetum. The photograph is shown for the vegetative reproduction in Equisetum. The vegetative reproduction, it is by formation of tubers. The tubers are ovoid or pear-shaped structures. Generally, the tubers are formed at the nodal region of the Equisetum plant, and that consists of a single internode. The tubers accumulate food material. The outer few layers are thick-walled and the tubers are perinating bodies. They remain for long duration. They can tolerate to adverse environment. They germinate at the return of the favorable season and give rise to a new plant of Equisetum. They detach from the parental plant and grow into a new plant of Equisetum. This type of vegetative reproduction occurs in Equisetum, that is by formation of tubers. Let us see the details of asexual reproduction in Equisetum. The asexual reproduction takes place by formation of spores. Spores are the asexual reproductive bodies. Spores are formed in a sporangia, in a specific structure that is called sporangium. The sporangia developed on sporangiophore, which aggregate at the apex. Many sporangiophores are aggregated together and a cone is formed, or a cone is also known as strobulus. And the strobili or cones are formed on the fertile branches of Equisetum, because Equisetum is having two types of branches, fertile and sterile. Only the fertile branches produce Equisetum cones or strobulus at its tip. The spores are of same size and hence are homosporous. Spores which are produced by Equisetum, the spores are morphologically exactly similar, hence they are called homosporous. Homosporous condition occurs in Equisetum. Okay, let us see how is the strobulus in photograph. Strobulus is shown to the left side and to the right side. Longitudinal section of the strobulus is shown here. Let us see the details of strobulus. Strobulus in Equisetum, that is formed at the tip of the fertile branch. It consists of number of sporangiophores which are arranged on a central axis. At the base of the strobulus there is present a ring of leaf-like outgrowths which is called annulus. There is difference of opinion regarding the nature of annulus. According to some botanists, the annulus is the last reduced oral of the sterile leaves. According to others, it is a sporangiophoric, that is sterile sporangiophore. Okay, and still others believe it to be a vestigial remains of the bracts developed in ancestral members. The sporangiophores of adjacent orals alternate slightly with, hence they appear to be spirally arranged. The number of sporangiophores in an oral vary from a few to many. Each sporangiophore is T-shaped, capital T-shaped, alphabet, capital T-shaped. Okay, shape of sporangiophore is capital T-shaped in Equisetum. It consists of stout cylindrical stalk and a hexagonal peltate disc. Peltate means round. Hexagonal or peltate round disc which is formed at right angle to the free end of the stalk. Okay, the sporangiophores are at right angles to the strobulus axis. Each sporangiophore bears a number of sporangia which hang from the lower surface of the peltate disc surrounding the stalk. There are different views regarding the morphological nature of sporangiophore. Some botanists believe it to be a lateral branch developed in a whorl of sporangia, while others think that it is the fertile ventral lobe of the dorsiventrally divided sporophyll. Okay. Let us see how is the structure of the sporangium. The photograph shown here, structure of sporangium, and to the left side sporangiophore is shown. Let us see the structure of sporangium. The mature sporangium is an oblong sac-like structure with rounded apex. Okay. Sporangia are formed on the under surface of the peltate disc of the sporangiophore. The number of sporangia per sporangiophore ranges from 5 to 10. Okay. And in some species as many as 20 are found. The sporangium consists of sporangial wall. The wall of sporangium, it is also known as jacket, that encloses the spores. Sporangial wall is 3 to 4 layers in thickness. Often the mature sporangium shows a single layer as rest of the layers disintegrate during development. The cells of the jacket show spiral thickenings. The jacket layers encloses a number of haploid spores. Spores are of the same type and thus Equisetum is homosporous. Homosporous condition occurs in Equisetum because it produces only one type of spores. Let us see the dehiscence of the sporangium, how it breaks down or naturally how it opens, that we have to see. When the spores are mature, after maturity of the spores in the sporangium, the internodes of the strobulus axis elongate, and by slightly elongation, separation of the sporangiophores takes place. The cells of the exposed jacket layer of the sporangium lose water and shrink. This causes the dehiscence or breaking of the sporangium by a longitudinal slit, and that exposes, that release all the spore contents which are present inside the sporangium. Let us see the details of the spores. The spores which are produced by the Equisetum, they are of only one type. Hence it is a homosporous plant because it produces, this Equisetum produces only one type of spores. Okay. Next, spores. Let us see the details of spores. The spores is spherical. Spore is spherical in shape and that contains numerous chloroplasts. Hence it is green in color. Because of presence of chloroplast, the spores appear green in color. The spore is uninucleate. Uni means one. Only one nucleus is present in the spore. That is a haploid nucleus. The spore wall is 4 layered. The wall consists of 4 layers. The innermost wall is thin, which is made up of cellulose, which is called intine. And next to intine, a exine is present. Exine, it is the outer wall. The next to the next layer, that is third layer, it is cuticular and often it is called middle layer. Okay. The outermost colorless and thick layer is called perispore or episporium. It is also known as episporium. The episporium get differentiated into 4 spirally wound bands with spatulate tips. It is spoon-like. Okay. These bands are known as elaters. Elaters, these are the sterile structures, and elaters helps in dispersal of the spores or movement of the spores, and these are attached to the spores. These elaters are attached to the spores. This is a very important point in this Equisetum. The elaters are hygroscopic. Hygroscopic means that absorbs water and they get swell. They are water loving. Elaters are hygroscopic or water loving in nature. The elaters uncoil when weather is dry and coil when the air is moist. Okay. This helps in dispersal of the spores in the environment. The photograph is given here. That is these are the spores, and the coiled and uncoiled elaters are also shown in the photograph. This is all about the asexual reproduction in Equisetum. Vegetative and asexual reproduction in Equisetum.